Good morning and welcome to the Berks County Board of Elections meeting on April the 16th. It is 11:01 and we will call the meeting to order. And I'm going to ask Stephanie to please read the public comment notice.
Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the county's discretion. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue. The county shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any response to public comment will be done at the county's discretion.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll move to public comment on agenda items. We have nothing online and nothing in person. We'll move to the approval of the minutes of the April 9th meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting? To the minutes? If none, the minutes stand approved as presented. We have one item on the agenda today, and that is to change the polling place for the 2026 general primary for the Wyomissing Borough Precinct 4 from Wyomissing Area School District Athletic Field House to the Wyomissing Area School District Flannery Field. And this was done at the request of the school district because in the Flannery Field where it will be moved to, there are no students in that area. So for security purposes, they asked to move it from the athletic field house to the Flannery Field House. The process that needs to be done to make that change was done. The area was reviewed, notices were put up, and now we, now we will be voting on it to make that change effective for the 2026 general primary.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to make that change.
I'll second the motion.
Is there any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed. The motion carries. We'll now move to the election director's report, and Ann is not here today, so Steph will be making the report on her behalf.
All right, so last week we told you we had finalized our ballot. We did get the test deck for that last Friday, tested it, that was successful. So we have sent all the ballot files and the voter files for the first mailing to our printer Monday. There is roughly 17,500 mail-in and absentee ballots in that batch. Our printer expects to mail them out next week. So we don't have an exact day just yet, but next week is when we expect them to hit the mail. Voters who put their email on their ballot application will receive an email notification when we do get the confirmation. And they can also check the status of their ballot at www.vote.pa.gov/mail ballot status. That status also updates once we get the confirmation of the mailing. We will begin over-the-counter voting on Monday, April 20th in our office here on the first floor of the Services Center. To vote over-the-counter, voters come into the office, they fill out a mail-in ballot or absentee ballot application. Our staff then processes that application and prints their balloting materials while they wait. The process can take up to 15 minutes, so we ask people just to be prepared for that. The voter can then choose to vote the ballot while they're in the office and return it, or take it home and fill it out at a later time. And finally, we did complete the LNA testing earlier this week of the precinct voting machines at the South Campus. We had 2 observers attend the testing and everything went smoothly.
Okay.
Were the parties represented?
The 2 observers are both from the Republican Party. So one came Monday and one came Tuesday.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Do we have any comments from the board? If none, we'll move on to public comment. We have one in person. Do we have any online, Cody? None online. Jeff, you know the deal?
Morning, my name is Jeff Wolf. I'm from Brecknock Township. Retired CIA officer Gary Bernstein has been involved in investigating coordinated election fraud involving election machines following the U.S. 2020 presidential election. Bernstein claims that he has witnesses and evidence that election infrastructure, election machines, have used source codes and other technological inventions to manipulate election tallies remotely, and that the wizardry to create corrupt election electronic election systems originated from and was used in Venezuela under the direction of the late President Hugo Chavez in order to keep him in power. Other countries, including the U.S., have used this generation of election machines, though repackaged, to run their elections. Bernstein claims that he has discussed his findings with President Trump and has made efforts to inform Congress, though his findings were rejected, or he was rejected, which he attributed to threats made upon his life and those members of Congress and their families. From the electronic poll books to the scanners and tabulators and servers, Bernstein asserts that there are 14 different technological means used to manipulate election results using these election systems. Additionally, Bernstein alleges that foreign governments or their intelligence assets have had a role in interfering in U.S. election infrastructure despite claims otherwise, and that component parts for U.S. election machines are made in countries other than the U.S., China being one of them. So when I do my written report, I will also show some calculations that I did. I will show some calculations regarding the 2020 presidential election. If criminals were able to break into the voting systems in 2020 and they wanted to flip the results in favor of Trump, they would only need to have flipped half of Biden's 80,555 votes plus add one. And if the voters were evenly flipped in all 67 counties, if there was such a conspiracy, in Berks County would only need to flip 3 ballots per precinct. And that could be by any means, the votes, the ballot marking devices, the tabulators, interjection of false ballots in the mail ballot system and so forth. So I will also send you a written report probably later today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. And if we have no other comments, that will close the public comment period. That will lead us to the adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.